Are the glasses all right? Like, do you like my new glasses?
Are these the new ones?
These
I
are
didn't
the
even
new
notice.
glasses,
I didn't even
right?
notice.
Because you may or may
They
not
match
know.
your jumper.
Today, yes, they do. They do. I went in there, right, and I really wanted to get something zany and colorful, and Jean went with me, which was probably the worst thing I could have done if I wanted something zany and wonderful, because she was like vetoing every single pair of glasses.
She go beige.
I should have gone beige.
Did she go beige?
No, she's gone green. But she's got something zany.
Oh, really?
She
wanted all the zane for herself.
She took a little slice of zany and took it for herself, and I had to be left with these. I mean, these are as zany as I could get.
I mean, they're quite zany.
I feel zany, but I mean, they're quite big now that I'm actually seeing them. I'm like, right, I'm
They're
gonna.
quite like mine, actually.
Like they are.
I have not.
How long have I been spending time with you that I'm just absorbing? Next, oh wait a minute, am I wearing Adidas?
Give me the glasses. Give me the glasses. Wait a minute.
You won't be able to see in them.
Let me see. I don't know. You said you could see in mine. Mate, I can see perfectly at these.
Are you having a laugh?
We are both blind.
Oh, I can kind of see it. Is this our thing then?
Oh, they are quite zany, aren't they?
Are they quite zany?
Oh, they're just a bit.
Oh.
You've still got a bit of the glare going on, though.
Do you know, right? I saw that. I got this anti-blue screen thing in it.
That's like extra blue screen. Look at that.
So
That's like...
I don't think I should have got that, because whenever I'm on a Zoom call now, I get this blue light on my face. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
the point of this was to
DJ
have no
lights
glare.
on my glasses there.
So what do yours do? Well, yours do the same.
Not to... Well...
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. Well... Yeah, they're nice though.
By next week, I thought you'd just noticed this, but week by week I'm just changing a bit of my attire, and I'll be full on Adidas junkie in a couple of weeks' time.
I just like Adidas because I'm still a medium in Adidas clothes.
Really? I don't think I'd
still a
even
medium.
qualify for a medium these days.
I've not been qualifying for a medium for a little while, but in Adidas I am. So
It's so sad,
that's
the
why
progression
I
of
wear
sizes.
I wear it.
Like, unfortunately, my favorite shop tends to be Super Dry, and you have to go XL if you go Super Dry. It's really demoralizing.
They're all like surfer boys and that, aren't they? Surfer, skater boys.
Isn't that like Hollister? That's what you're thinking.
Is that what I'm thinking?
Super Dry is, I don't know. Super Dry is just for really cool people.
Right, when they were like 18.
Probably. Let me hold on to something.
You have to have the eyesight of an 18-year-old to actually be able to find clothes in places like
Saying
Hollister or Superdry.
I have been
Good
enjoying,
music though.
Yeah, I have been enjoying going to M&S.
Why the tables have
I know,
turned.
right? I was like, oh, this is a nice plaid shirt.
Wow.
Yeah, that's getting cut.
Welcome to That Wedding Videographer podcast. I'm Danny.
I'm Jase, and we've had a really fun couple of weeks.
We have, haven't we?
Recording a bunch of episodes, and
Yeah.
sorry, it's really warm in here.
It's like extra toasty.
The summer has actually begun. And
Do we
have,
open a window? Yeah, let's open a window because it's going to get warmer.
But then we're going to get a bunch of sound.
Well, it's on topic, isn't it? Sound design.
Well, I could just put sound design in. If you want to hear the city, I can just put a sound.
There's not a
effect.
button to hear the heat though, and it's like absolutely roasting.
I think we just have to power through it.
Right, let's just do it.
Oh my god!
Black was not a
Imagine
good
this
choice.
in July though. Like when
I mean, we've got a big black thing behind us just soaking in all the heat. It's probably like a radiator.
We have two suns right here just blaring down on us.
And a big solar panel behind us.
Honestly, we've just come out of winter and it's like the first day of it. First weekend where there's generally a little bit of heat and we're like, oh my god.
Remember how cold it was in here in the winter?
So cold.
And now it's like really warm.
We had like 4 of these electric heaters just blasting on throughout the day, and now
Now the tables have
the
well
sun
and
hasn't
truly
even
turned.
been in here because the
I know.
blinds have been shut all day. So
Anyway, so our topic of discussion today is going to be about music, music choice, and I guess like the platforms that we use and would recommend. Because it's a topic of discussion that I actually get asked quite a lot. I actually got asked it today, funnily enough, when I was speaking to the photographer that I was working with, who was basically saying that there's some ones that she uses and she just thinks it's a bit naff.
yeah, I mean, there's so many layers when it comes to music and music choice. I think when I started, I had this idea that, it's just going to be very orchestral. Just choose one song, beginning to end, and that's it. But without actually thinking about why I'm choosing this song I'm doing or how I can even enhance that song.
Yeah.
Because there's so many tools out there now that can actually allow you to enhance it and edit it to a length that you actually want. The editing software we have now can actually make music so customizable to the project that you're working on.
Yeah, totally. So it's going to be a fun one today, and one that I'm sure a lot of people, I know a lot of people ask questions about it and are curious about it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking about it.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. I am really, really looking forward to it. But I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good one.
Yeah, music is something that you and I talk about a lot.
Because you help me so much.
It's not everyone's strong point, and I didn't think it was really a strong point of mine.
You've definitely got like a superpower when it comes to it. Like I think different filmmakers have different superpowers when it comes to filmmaking. You definitely have a superpower when it comes to music, which I do not have.
I think it was always something I thought everyone kind of had.
Yeah.
It was a skill that everyone could just have to just count beats. And that just comes naturally to me to be able to like hear a song and think, right, this is how I can splice that up to make this go from a 3-minute song to a 1-minute song. Like, and that was something I've just always been able to do naturally. It was only when I really started talking to you that I thought, oh, I mean, unless it's just you.
there are morons out there. No, but I remember because I used to have decks because all my friends used to like DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't that good at it.
Right, now I understand why.
Yeah. I just wasn't. I don't know. I don't think I've got like that part of my brain kind of like wired in. I think I need to spend more time just trying to. It's the cutting up and figuring out how to dice it up that I seem to struggle a little bit with. That you can just go in and go boom. Whereas if I need to like extend a song, I will use Adobe Audition. To do it for me and let the AI figure it out. Sometimes it doesn't always work, and to be honest, if that is the case, then I just go, not that song.
Yeah, I mean, Adobe.
Or message Jason.
I mean, Premiere Pro is so smart now. What I was talking about before, where I made a song go from 3 minutes to 1, you just have to click on it now and just drag however long you want it.
Yeah.
And it just figures it out. And it does, like, maybe there's 1 or 2 times where I'm thinking, oh, that doesn't sound too clean, but
it doesn't like lyrical music. Because it's not smart enough to like. Sometimes it does get it, but I think a lot of the time it struggles to have the context of like what the verse or the chorus.
That's it. I mean, it's gonna have a problem with
get
like
there, though.
the
will get there.
Yeah, it's gonna have a problem with the structure of the lyrics as well in terms of like what vocal key they're in, because sometimes that can be variable rather than the beat is clear cut.
Yeah,
but the vocal can go anywhere over that, so people can sing over the beat. So it does struggle with that. But
because it done a weird. I remember I done one and it done like a weird mashup of like the 2 verses, and it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, but I think ultimately what we're saying here is that music is such a important part of filmmaking, and choosing a song in the first place. Before getting to all this, we all know that the most difficult part is sitting on that music platform and actually going, right, what song am I going to choose? Because some people can say that this can take them hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken me hours sometimes. Just trying to find. Well, it depends though, doesn't it? Sometimes because you can go to the computer and you're on Music Bed or whatever because that's the main one that Jason and I use is Music Bed, and we'll kind of touch on why that is in a bit. But you go up to the computer, you sit down, you log on, go into Music Bed, click on it a few tracks, boom, you find one 5 minutes on from being on there. You're like, brilliant, this is great. And then other times you're on there for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Just trying to find something that fits the vibe of the day. It can be like one of the most painless tasks or one of the most painful.
I think there's a relationship between scouting for hours for a song and not knowing what direction you want to take the film in the first place. Like, I know that I can suddenly find a song in like 5 minutes if I know exactly what it is I'm looking for. And the website that we use, MusicBed, I've got a system where I've kind of sourced songs in the past. So I can kind of know, right, if I'm going down this field, I'm going to find a song that suits like this.
Yeah.
If I'm completely lost or I need inspiration and I get a bit overwhelmed, I start scouting through the wrong genres I shouldn't even be looking through. And that's why it's taken me so long. So, I mean, for me, I have MusicBed pretty much playing the entire time I'm in the car or if I'm walking the dog, I'm always listening to music bed. If I'm not listening to a podcast, it's going to be music bed. When I'm on the way to a wedding or when I've come home from a wedding, open up music bed, and I just have I put on basically what the new songs that week are, and kind of wait for a bit of inspiration. And then if I like something, I will kind of go down that path. And I'm always favoriting as I go, but often because I'm right in the mood of what the wedding was, I hear a song and I go, that is going to work well with the shot that I got today. Music is the inspiration for me. That's how I kind of craft together sequences before I've even gotten to the edit suite.
Yeah.
I'm listening to music to get ideas.
Yeah.
So the reason that I chose Music Bed is because I feel like the collection that they've got is so diverse that it allows you to come up with different ideas that other platforms just weren't offering me. I felt that they were quite restricted in what they had.
Yeah, I think, because if I think back to when I first started, I was using Epidemic Sounds.
Oh, yeah.
Like way back at the start. And I think it was probably more, I don't know what it's like now, because I've literally just been using Music Bed for as long as I can now remember. But I felt like a lot of the music was probably more geared towards like a YouTube creator or something like that, rather than like a wedding film. So then I went from using pretty much scraping the barrel with Epidemic Sounds. I think I then went and tried Soundstripe for a while. I wasn't too keen. I know a lot of folks still use Soundstripe. Personally, I just wasn't too keen on like the variety that was there. I don't know. I didn't feel like it suited my films. But at the time, I couldn't really afford, or I had in my head that I couldn't afford Music Bed. When the reality was, I could have. It's obviously it's a lot of money per month to use it, but in my head I was like, I can't justify paying that per month, because at the time I think I was charging about, I don't know, £1,000 a wedding, maybe sub £1,000. So I started using Artlist. Artlist actually got me reasonably far, to be fair. It was good, but then again I felt like I outgrew it, and I'd used pretty much everything that I had, and then because I remember I was talking to Kirsty about it. I was like, I really want Music Bed, and she's like, you can't be spending £80 a month on Music Bed, because I didn't have like a massive like amount of bookings at the time. But yeah, I ended up just pulling the plug, and I was like, I need to do it, because I've just completely ran out of tracks to use, and I didn't want to start just going and like reusing tracks again, because I wasn't finding much on Artlist at all. And then since using Music Bed, it's just been so much better.
I think I remember the decision for me when I first discovered it. I was listening to the songs and like, okay, they sound very different to what I've been using, because I was on Soundstripe originally as well, and it got me so far. I had a kind of a sound that I liked, and I stuck to that, and then I started running out of songs of that pretty quickly. But when I heard Music Bed, the songs were very premium and sounded non-commercial, if that makes sense. Yeah. And I knew that I wanted my product to be more premium. I was raising my prices. I was trying to make myself a leader in the industry and trying to push myself forward and have something different. And I hadn't heard songs like this on wedding films around us. So it wasn't really as popular as it is now. So I knew if I was going to be heading towards charging a premium price, why shouldn't I have a premium sound selection? And I think there's some people who might think, oh, well, their song selection is fine, but I know I can tell the difference between a commercially viable song and something that I hear on Music Bed. Yeah, I can tell the difference when I hear it. I can know if that song has come from somewhere else, and that gets some people by. And that's fair enough. But for me, I needed the variety. I needed the professional sound. Yeah. I want someone to be able to go on Spotify and hear their song, which you can on Music Bed. And of course, it's not the only premium option that's out there. You can, because a lot of people think, well, on Instagram now you seem to be able to use commercial music. You can actually get the commercial music licensed. There's a website called Licked.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
So you pay a monthly subscription, and then I think you pay per song. Yeah. And it's not too expensive, but that is an alternative if you want to get it seen on YouTube and stuff.
100% for me, Music Bed was the one that, like you said, had the most variety. and the quality of music was just much better than the other. And I don't like saying that just because I know that there's lots of people that still use like Soundstripe and stuff like that, and still make epic wedding films from it. Totally. I think just for me, I just wasn't getting the sound that I wanted. Like I had a certain sound that I was searching for that I just completely used up on Artlist and couldn't find it on like Soundstripe. I did also try. So there's the audio, which is audio, but it's got two eyes.
Okay.
So that they do. I think it's normally like £500 or something. It's a lifetime membership. But they do an offer quite constantly, and it's like half price. So I was like, I'll take a punt on it. But it's okay. The catalog isn't quite there, but for like £250, it's worth the punt.
See, I think people base the value in music on what the industry is telling people. So if you've got things like Artlist and Soundstripe, which are perfectly acceptable to to get you by, but they're charging what I think the subscriptions are under £20 a month. It's been a long time.
There's a stark difference between that and MusicBed.
So a lot of people see MusicBed, and if you go on to it, you might see it ranges from like maybe £70 a month to £90 a month, depending on a wedding or a business membership. So some people might see the subscription of MusicBed and think, well, why should I pay that much? Or I can't even afford that. Like that's too much. But I try to think about it in a business sense, where if this is going to make the product better, then why can't I put that cost onto each project I deliver? So let's say I did 20 weddings a year, and £800 a year is what MusicBed cost, for example.
Yeah.
If you break that down per wedding, that's only £40 a wedding.
Yeah.
So if you increase your price by £50 per wedding, you've actually covered the cost for the music. I mean, that's what we're doing when we're building packages. It's not just essentially, right, you're getting my services for a day. It's everything included. Putting into your pricing is everything from music to your insurance to your travel to your editing time to the equipment you use. Absolutely everything should be considered when you're building your price, including music. So if you want to get a more premium sound, increase your price by 50, which most people shouldn't be scared to increase their price by, because it shouldn't scare a lot of people off. No. It's a reasonable request. And if you did that, then every client going forward could get that service.
Yep. And ultimately, we'll get a... once you start using it, you'll realise that they're going to get a better wedding film out of it in the end, just because of the quality of music and the variety that you've got there to choose, and you're more likely to find something on there that's going to probably fit the couple as well. So it's definitely the right way to think about it. It was kind of the mindset shift that I had at the time, because I think I had, like I said, I had Kirsty saying to me, you can't be spending £80, because that is a lot of money, really, when you think about it, especially like if Kirsty's coming at it from like just a normal consumer approach. Do you know what I mean?
I get Spotify for a tenner a month.
Exactly. I mean, she'd be like, that's ridiculous. That's like, £80. That's, that's more than what we pay for like Sky. I know some people pay more than that for Sky, but do you know what I mean? It's a lot of money for just to have access to from the outside, just music. But what we can then do with that music is to help further the business. It's totally worth it. It's an investment like anything else. And I would say it's a worthwhile investment. I definitely get more than my money's worth out of it in terms of the amount that I deliver.
On the priorities of list of things that I would need for my business, MusicBed would probably be one of the top. Yeah. It's one of my mandatories. Yeah. I couldn't use another service.
Well, think about it. Like it's like the skeleton of every film. Like it's that's underneath everything.
Yeah, that is what dictates the pace of your film, the feel, vibe, the energy. Yep. And it totally blends into your brand as well. Like the music that you choose can reflect the brand that you are, delivering to clients. Like my image is of a more alternative sound. So I get the flexibility of choosing what's on there. Yes, other platforms have it, but the variety and the scale of the songs and the quality, just the general quality of the music that is available on there is fantastic. And I think it definitely, I found a massive difference in my end product once I changed over to that. Yeah. Plus, there's so much more you can do to the songs as well, because it doesn't just go with music. If we're talking about the overall sound production of your wedding films, because that's what we're producing here, epic films. If you imagine a drone shot, we all know drones don't have microphones, so you're not going to hear anything. A lot of people might just, if they're near a beach, they'll put some seagulls in there, a couple waves. That's sound design. Put that with an epic track and you've got a really good combination going. Sound design is so underrated. And I think people always forget once they've done the full render and they're watching the film back, they don't go through that stage of actually enhancing the song that they've got there with a bit of sound design as well.
Yeah.
There is, I remember when I discovered it, it was through the team at Multiply Media. They were just talking about how we could use risers to build suspense with impact when you want to change a scene, not just like booms, but like in-key piano tones, like a little ding, just to kind of
separate it.
Just kind of, it's amazing what it could do. And I downloaded their flow pack, and I've utilized it on every single project I've ever done. I mean, I'm going to insert something right here, right? So we're just going to be,
okay,
Danny.
Yes.
I am your father. So dramatic, right?
Wow, that is impressive, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Is it just me?
Oh.
There's your sound design.
Give us a Marvin Gaye.
Let's get it on.
Right, can you turn me off, please?
No.
Well, today we're talking about music, folks.
What's the name of the show?
That's all, folks.
What's the name of the show? Introduce the show. So, welcome to That Wedding Videography Podcast. I'm Jase.
I'm Danny.
And Danny Boy.
Hey, Danny boy.
Something different about you this week?
Just a little bit, yeah. Just a smidge.
Let's be real. Delivering your wedding films by USB, that's outdated.
We use VidFlow, the sleekest platform for delivering your wedding films. It makes your couples feel like they've got their own private Netflix.
Plus, with their white labeling service, you can customize everything from the branding to your own custom domain to make it super personal.
Want to wow your clients? Use the code TWVP10 for 10% off any of the pro plans, including the white label service.
Head on over to vidflow.co.
And level up your wedding film delivery experience. Let's talk about backlog. Editing piles up fast and it's overwhelming.
That's why we use brideandgroom.video, a wedding film editing service that creates stunning wedding films faster without compromising on quality.
They match your unique style, so you still feel like you've made them. And the process is super simple.
Use the code TWVP75 to get £75 off your first order and try out their service.
Clear your backlog and grow your business. Visit brideandgroom.video today.
Hasta la vista, backlog. Hello? All right, we're back.
If you're in the city centre and you want to get cars passing by, you can have car sound effects. So there's another website I use called Motion Array, and it's full of sound effects that I use. So like from fireworks, people doing fireworks, maybe you don't have the scratch audio, or it doesn't really kind of fit in with the sound. You haven't good quality. How many times have we used sound effects to improve that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't use it quite as much as what you do. Like, I will do, obviously, fireworks and stuff like that. And I'll use, like, scratch audio for a lot of stuff. Because if I think about it, when I done the wedding in Amsterdam, I had, like, the tram noise and stuff like that kind of, like, coming through, and I used the scratch audio for that. And it just helps, helps build the scene. It's quite interesting also, like, when you look at how when they do, like, the sound design for like TV shows and stuff like that, or films, like what they actually, like the people that are hired to do the sound design, like they're just basically watching the film or the TV show on the big screen in front of them, and they're maybe got like, I don't know, like boots on the table, and they use really weird objects as well. To make the noise of like what other objects make the noise for, like if like a creaking door, I can't remember, but they would have like something random on the table that made that sound. I'm like, huh,
yeah.
But it just adds depth to the films, and I definitely want to start using it more than what I do. It's just it's like another layer, it's another step to enhancing the overall quality of the film.
I think a lot of people do get excited about finishing the film and wanting to send out to get a reaction, but if you do watch it one more, you just watch it without any music. Turn the music off. What are you seeing? Like when people are laughing, or
That's a good tip, actually.
yeah, when people are laughing, or when they're walking down the aisle and you don't hear any cheering, we know there was cheering there.
Yeah.
And that's the big difference between video and photo. We actually have the ability to hear this stuff.
Yeah.
So I always think it's a really good idea to include some of the scratch audio from the day. If there's people laughing, if there's people cheering, if there's any clapping, if there's any laughing, stuff like that, it should be put in there. If there's glasses clinking, that's a favorite one of mine. If I see that, I always put a little clink in there.
Yeah.
So once you finish the project, turn off the music and watch it through. Try and like enhance the audio that way. Don't go over the top. If you see a car, don't go make a like it has to actually fit with it. But it's delicate effects that just connect you more with what's happening on screen. And that's how I think everyone can go around just enhancing the audio of their films.
Yeah.
So other things that you can get in these sound effect packs that Multiply offer is like pads and riffs. So if you're looking to bridge songs together, right, you can find out on Music Bed what key a song is in. And this is something that kind of goes a little bit over my head, but they actually have a little tutorial on how you can figure out what keys are and such.
Yeah.
If you've got a song that's in the key of C, and you can find another song in the key of C, you can get a little pad that kind of sounds something like this. Beautiful. A nice little synth pad there to kind of bridge us through. And then you can fade in another song to that, and it just sounds so much better.
Waking up to the wonder.
You know, it's quite cool though, because I've seen you do it, and it's like just because again, sometimes you maybe just want to do like you've got the song, you maybe can't extend it, but you just need a little bit extra, or a bit of an intro, or a bit of a gap between the two songs. I've seen what you've done with it because I don't actually have the pack. I will get it though, but it's really cool, and it seems like with the tutorials that the Boomer and that have put up, it's fairly easy to wrap your head around.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I've got that kind of ability to kind of spice a song up, I'm not musically talented at all. I can't play any instrument.
He is.
I'm not. I should have maybe been a DJ. I probably should have been a DJ. Maybe that is my calling. So what Boomer and Sarah from Multiply Sound have done, I've made a brilliant product. So thank you very much for releasing that to all wedding videographers. I use it every single time. It's basically whenever I open up Premiere Pro, it's part of my template that opens up. So there's a folder that says Multiply in my asset folder on Premiere Pro. So I have it accessible every single time I open a project. It's how I end every single project. So,
and I will buy it soon.
Yeah, because it's worth it. It just adds so many things. Like I'm always watching the film years ago going, oh, a wee riser in there would be so good. Just like a wee boom. Yes, get it. Rizzo films.
Far too dramatic.
Necessary.
So I said earlier, obviously, that I use, one of the main things that I'll use is Adobe Audition, because I am not as gifted as that. I say that obviously I use the Adobe Audition software, which is really, really good. To be honest, it's actually the only thing I pay for the full Adobe suite just to use Audition. But I use it so often because you know what it's like sometimes. You know, you've got you're putting all the clips onto the timeline, and you've kind of roughly got like a 5-minute window or whatever, and you're like, the song's just I just need an extra 30 seconds, or I need an extra minute or whatever. And it's Audition is just an absolute lifesaver when it comes to that, because you basically can go in, for those that don't use it, you upload the song. Don't ask me, because there's loads of stuff that you can do with Audition. This is the only thing that I use it for, purely this. But you load the song in, you insert it into what's called a multi-track, and then you can just hit enable remix, and then tell Adobe how long you want that song to be. So if it's like 4 minutes 30 and you need it 5 minutes, type in 5 minutes, and then boom. And as we said before, it doesn't always get it like terribly right. It kind of struggles a little bit with like lyrical stuff, but instrumentals, it's normally bang on the money. Unless you're trying to take a song from like 1 minute or 1 minute 30 up to 5 minutes, because that's having to fill in a lot of gaps. But from like just an extra 30 seconds here or there, or a minute and a half maybe, it'll do it pretty damn well. And it's just gives you that flexibility, because you know that sometimes there is stuff in there that you just don't want to cut out, because it's going to make it a lower quality film. You want those moments in there. It's a lifesaver.
Every Premiere Pro user that's listening to this podcast right now is going,
Yeah,
you use Final Cut, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Because in Premiere Pro, it's all built in now.
Oh, is it?
Because it's an Adobe product.
Yeah,
it's
but
all built in.
I've seen you trying to export stuff in Premiere Pro. I mean, this is a whole other topic of discussion.
Let's not get into
We'll
it,
not
right?
get into
I've
it,
got
but I've seen
silky
you,
sound controls on Premiere Pro.
if it works.
Doesn't matter.
How long is that going to take to export, Jason?
It's
oh my
not-
God, that's
it's
going
not
to
a
take
sprint,
us
it's a
5
marathon.
hours to export.
And it'll be worth it
Do
because it sounds amazing.
you know how quick it would have happened in Final Cut?
Well,
It would have been exported by now.
still would have sounded shite. So on Premiere Pro, you can literally just click on the clip that you want to change, click on Essential Sounds, and then click on recognize its music, dialogue, or whatever you want to say what the audio clip is. And then you just drag however long you want it. And it will
That's
change
cool.
that. It is very cool and it's really quick. It does it so quickly.
Yeah.
And I've used that to just get an extra 30 seconds in or shorten it down by like 20 seconds. I can cut it manually, but sometimes it's just quicker just to it just finds the
let it
loops.
do its thing,
and
yeah.
it's great. So that's really good for Premiere Pro users. If you don't know how to do any of this stuff, by the way, just send us a DM. We're happy to talk you through it.
To him.
Because I haven't got enough of my plate.
Not to me, because I'll tell you, buy Adobe and do the 5-button workflow, and that's you sorted. That's as far as my expertise goes. That is your bag, my friend.
Cool.
That is your bag.
Honestly, we could go on and on about music and sound design. We're trying to kind of keep this down, but we want to open up the discussion to yourself. What music platform do you use? Do you use sound design? Is it something you'd like to incorporate into your films, but you don't quite know how to? Like, we'd like to, have a discussion about all this stuff, because if there's some skills that we can share with each other, that would elevate us all, because I'm sure I'm not doing it perfectly. If Boomer and Sarah, if you want to come and tell us how it's done, absolutely come on here and give us a masterclass in that. That'd be amazing. But yeah, it's been fun talking about some music.
It has been. Thank you very much for always lending a hand and getting me out of a bad spot. I promise one day to get better at it.
It's like a challenge. The one you do it, I just put all tools down and go, give me that song. Let's this baby
Be
up.
like- you just see me sinking. You're just like, just give it. I'll sort it out.
You're just waiting for me to come over. Though. Like,
know.
you set the trap. Like, oh, this song is just.
I'm having such a bad time, Jason.
What's that? You having a problem?
Oh, you
Give
would,
me.
I don't even think you could do it, Jason. I don't even think you could do it.
I'll show you. Yeah, hook, line, and sinker every single time.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Played you. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and continue to send in your comments and voice notes and DMs. We are just loving getting to speak to you all. It's been awesome. At this point of recording, we are almost at the 1,000 download mark already, which is just insane.
And when this will go live on Thursday, which is
We
just
might
a couple days before a month old.
Yeah, we might actually be there for 1,000 in a month.
Should, yeah, because we were on about 200 a week.
Yeah.
So we should probably hit that by the time this episode goes live, which is crazy.
I know, it's been wild. So thank you again, just for everybody that keeps on sharing the podcast and and just giving us all the good feedback.
We are loving the fact that you are actually getting a kick out of what we're talking about, because this is stuff that we talk about all the time.
All the time.
All the time. So we're glad to have you along for the conversations. We want to encourage you to take part in these. I know a bunch of you have sent in voice notes and stuff already. Just keep them coming in, because we will fit them into conversations. Obviously, when we're beginning this, we're just sort of trying to cover a wide range of subjects, but we're going to be here for the long run. So your voice notes are going to go a long way to helping build the shows for the future.
Absolutely. And also the exciting thing as well is that we've at this point of recording, we've got a couple of episodes already recorded with some awesome guests that we will be releasing in the near future as well, with even awesome lineup to come with other people that are coming on. So yeah, there's some really, really good stuff and cracking conversations headed your way. So
And if you can think of anyone else that we probably should speak to, like if anyone's like
I want
making
to hear
waves,
from that person.
I won't personally ask them questions, but you want us to say, hey, get over here, get on the show. We're going to ask you some questions. Please feel free to let us know who we should be talking to. That would be really, really good. But yeah, the conversations that we've had so far have been so good.
No, it went down really well. I think we had one person that sent in a voice note.
So I don't know how long I'm in this podcast, but it's fucking really, really good, man. Like genuinely, really, really good. I'm listening to him and he's like talking about how the retreat and the community and all that, and he's talking about like he's almost saying in a much, much nicer way the thing that I've been saying, in that, you know, a bunch of conferences about mindset is great and all that, but I really want practical stuff. Fucking your boy Roo is talking to me. So I'm quite excited about Coda now, and I'm just kind of quite kind of amped up in general. So that's cool. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to my podcast.
That is cool, Stevie.
That is cool, man. And yeah, it's cool that like that is totally resonated with you, you know. But I think what Rue obviously covered off in that podcast was just with the whole aspect of like trying to build community to learn from each other and help each other grow. I think is going to speak to a lot of people. So
yeah,
glad you liked it, Stevie.
Yeah.
Keep listening. Keep giving us the feedback.
Stuff like that is golden. Obviously, especially the bit where you said this is fucking class. Like, I'll take that all day. But no, like just thoughts on previous episodes or like guests or things, or if you've got any questions, stuff like that is great because it means we can actually have conversations about it and really
stuff that you're wanting to hear as well.
100%.
So,
yeah.
And also, please, if you don't mind, leave us a little 5-star review. It goes a long way to help with the podcast and being found on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. But till the next time, see ya.
I'm getting married this weekend.
Nobody cares, Jason.
It's all about me.
Do we have another one actually before you get married? No. Oh, okay. So, Jason, what are you getting up to next weekend?
This weekend.
What?
This weekend. This podcast goes live next week.
Oh. I got really confused. I got so confused.
This weekend.
I was like, this weekend?
Yeah, this
But
weekend.
I've not. Honestly, I was like, Chris is gonna kill me.
Yeah, it's this weekend.
No, right? Okay, so it is this weekend.
Yeah.
Do you get married this weekend?
This weekend.
That's so exciting.
So exciting. I'm so excited. Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
Why is it always me?
So, I'm getting married this weekend and I'm really excited. How excited are you, Danny, for it?
I'm really excited.
Do you have any kind words for?
Why is this always me?
You're-
Like,
you wanted to be number one.
no, I don't.
Danny, back to the wedding. Like, do you have any like words of advice? I mean, you're a married man.
Happy wife, happy life.
And yeah, like
Make sure you say nice things. I feel like I'm get a lift.
oh, that's great. Yeah, so like
Just say nice things about your wife
and
on the speech. Don't drink too much.
should I turn around when she's walking down the aisle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
do you know what? Like, is it worth the surprise? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Why are you torturing me?